The former minister was very obsessed with calling us very incompetent doctors. I will tell you who the incompetent doctors were. Sir pointedly asked, why didn't you come and consult us? Why didn't you come and consult us? So, thank you. I'll tell you who is this now. Arrogance, we are, is it? Masses, we are, is it? I'd like to tell you that this, sir, I've listened to every one of the members and I shall definitely take every one of their comments and suggestions and answer. But not when you're constantly throwing barbs at us saying, oh, very incompetent doctors, masses and classes. I'd like to answer this, sir. What was the remedy offered in 2008-9, sir? And what did it result in, sir? We certainly don't want that burden on the Indian economy for today or for the future. And I have specifics with which I'll say this. Sir, India was very fortunate between 2004 and 14 to have inherited the good work of Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee, as a result of which there was such a cushion available. So the twin balance sheet problem is something which we have inherited in 2014, and as a result of which a whole lot of issues have cropped up for the health of public sector banks, for the number of cronies who have run away from the country, who we are trying to bring back. So that twin balance sheet problem is not something which I would want to learn from those very competent doctors. One. Second, sir, NPA ran into lakhs of amounts. We are retrieving all of them, and every session of the parliament, we are standing up and answering questions on how much has been brought back and how many people on whom we have taken action. NPAs ran into lakhs of crores, and of course the cronies have ran out of the country. We are getting them all back. That is another remedy offered during the 2008-9 crisis. We certainly do not want to inherit or copy those remedies of competent doctors. Second, inflation was in double digits. Food inflation was also in double digits, and consistently at that. I have read out the figures, but I will talk about the deficits also, which were during that period, the fiscal deficit during that period. Today, the FRBM Act is being shown to us. You know what it is? Do you know what you're doing to it? I'd like to quote it back to say how much of FRBM has been violated during every year of the UPA government. But we have not done that. So we have not taken the remedies offered by the competent doctors. On handling inflation, we have kept it well under 4 all through our rule. And under Prime Minister Modi, food inflation has never crossed beyond the acceptable threshold. The nominal GDP of the country has increased from 2 trillion, sir, in 2014-15 to 2.7 trillion in 18-19, and it has reached 2.9 trillion by 2019-20. The macroeconomic stability is something which all of us will have to keep in mind. The averaging GDP growth has been at 7.4%, and inflation has been at 4.5%. And then, based on RBI estimates, the central government's liabilities have come down from 52.2% of GDP by the end of March 2014, that is, to 49.4% by the end of March 2019, clearly showing a healthy trend in terms of liability to the GDP. The net FDI flows is 24.44 billion, which was in April-November 2019-20, compared to 21.1 billion in April-November 2018-19. Second, the FPI flows, the net FPI flows in April-November 2019-20, sir, has been very positive at 12.6 billion, as against an outflow of 8.7 billion in April to November 18-19. The third is we've announced a national infrastructure pipeline, and in that we've already identified projects worth 103 lakh crores, for which 22,000 crores have already been invested in the National Infrastructure Investment Fund, which also has a subsidiary into which, and also the Indian Infrastructure Financing Corporation. So the next point is of the forex, foreign exchange reserves, that have been built up from 413 billion by the end of March 2019 to 466.69 billion as on 24th January 2020. Now, gross GST revenue generation has been a matter of concern for everybody. I'd like to show that the revenue collection is really improving and consistently improving. So, month of January, sir, 1,10,000 crores, 1,10,828 crores has been collected. During April 19, January 20, the gross GST revenue collected has surpassed 1 lakh more than 6 times, and therefore pointing towards an increased economic activity overall. There's a positive confidence on the Indian economy. The secondary markets continue to be upbeat, and the BSE Sensex increased by 5.6% up to 31st January that I'm speaking, over end March 2019. More than this, the lagged effect of the previous cuts of repo rate have started showing, and therefore I see that also playing on the stock markets. Nifty India Consumption Index has also maintained a positive growth.